welcome. Welcome, Sagittarians. Ooh, Sagittarians, wow. All right, Sagittarians, you have the energy of the Eight of Abundancy, you have the Ace of Cups, and you have the Ace of Thoughts. The Ace of Thoughts is the Ace of Swords. So you, Sagittarian, have the Ace of Swords. Communication is going to be very clear because they're now gaining a whole lot of knowledge over a whole lot of communication, documentation. They're gaining knowledge and seeing the truth of what was going on. So the energy of the Eight of Pentacles, you're leaving the third quarter, coming in the fourth quarter. So Sagittarian, what is happening and transpiring is that a whole lot of money, they're now going to be getting to the bottom of the truth about a whole lot of money. And they're now going to be understanding what exactly had transpired. I see a whole lot of you, Sagittarian, has no regret over a situation. You are happy that a situation is now, the truth is now coming out. A lot of people were not aware of what was going on. The energy of you, a Sagittarian, dealing with an Aquarian person, and the truth is going to be revealed. So what we see is the energy of the Seven of Swords, where there was secrecy in Aquarius, secrets around a whole lot of documentation, and this energy of the Six of Swords is where people in authority is now gaining a lot of knowledge of things that they were not aware of what has transpired. So Sagittarius, you could be using the sword of truth with a situation to do with a couple and who this couple is, and they're gaining a lot of knowledge. So there was a lot of money in play with the situation. I see love is going to be offered to a whole lot of you, Sagittarian, because you, Sagittarian, could be giving up a whole lot of details and information as to what has happened and transpired. The Eight of Pentacles is about a situation at work where you, Sagittarian, is going to be releasing the secrecy that people were keeping and people had held. So let's look at the month. This is the month of October. The month of October, we see no regrets. No regrets. You're happy that the secrecy that was happening, people in our authority is now gaining a whole lot of knowledge and understanding what was going on. So this could be a situation where there is your manager, or there was a whole lot of secrecy that was held. Mercury, the moon in Aquarius, is giving up that in Aquarius. Aquarius is a sign of civil servants or authority people. Held a whole lot of secrecy, and documentation and information is now showing up, and people are now recognizing. Mercury in Aquarian is now gaining a whole lot of knowledge and recognize what has happened in a corporation, institution, or with a house, or with a small subsidiary from a corporation, institution. So in the month of October is like not regretting that the secrecy that was held, some sort of a secret documentation or secrecy that was held, is now coming out. And a lot of you are now going to be really happy that this had happened and transpired. Then when we look at the month of November, the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Swords. So you have 88, that is the frequency of this fourth quarter Sagittarian. And there was a whole lot of secrecy, communication, secrets thing that was transpired, and communication with you, Sagittarian. They're now going to be finding out exactly what has happened and transpiring. So the energy of the Six of Swords is about Mercury in Aquarius. Mercury in Aquarius is getting to the bottom of a situation, and is shedding a light is now going to be shed at what was going on. Mercury in Aquarius is using the sword, because the Six of Swords is about the communication of a group of people finding out exactly what has happened in a corporation, institution, because there was a whole lot of secrecy that was kept. So um, people were blindfolded at what had happened and transpired. People were really blindfolded to find out the truth of a situation and what someone has done. And this situation is that they're going to be coming down on people because they recognize that certain people had certain documentation that they should not have had in the first place. When we look at December, December is where a whole lot of truths is going to be revealed. December is where Mercury, because this period is about communication. People in an Aquarian is now finding out the truth of a house, the truth of people that had use documentation and information and was gaining a lot off of a house, and they're now going to be recognizing who these people are and what these people have done. So the month of December is going to be releasing a whole lot of information and is now going to be shedding light to over a house, shedding light over people who were manipulating and creating a whole lot of illusions, okay? And a group of people who's going to be using the sword of truth to end a situation that has been transpiring. So December is where communication is going to be clear in December, because people are now going to be recognizing what exactly was happening. And if you notice, it was like there was secrecy surrounding some documentation information, and they're going to be gaining knowledge and getting to the bottom of a situation. And in December, they're going to be resolving the situation, ending some sort of a contract that Aries and a Cancer have, because they recognize that Aries and a Cancer was not speaking the truth. So a lot of you are going to be dealing with Aquarian people, Gemini, Aquarians, and Cancer. The energy of the Eight of Cups, they now recognize that a Gemini was not speaking the truth. They're recognizing that information and documentation that a Gemini has for a house, this house is not for a Gemini. They're going to be canceling this contractual agreement. This Gemini that has documentation and information of a house, they're going to be dissolving this documentation and releasing this documentation back to the rightful owner, because they're now recognizing that this Gemini was not speaking the truth. Okay, so the situation with this Gemini is no surprise, because this Gemini got away with a whole lot of dealings where this Gemini was using someone else's house information in order to manipulate a situation. So at the end of the day, you Sagittarian are going to be making sure that a situation is resolved. So communication in the month of December is going to be very, very clear. They're going to be canceling whatever contractual agreement Gemini have. People in authority recognize who this Gemini is and that this Gemini papers or documentation is not valued, and they're going to be canceling this situation. So a lot of you Sagittarian, love is coming to you, because you Sagittarian is now being honest about a Gemini and how a Gemini got information. The Six of Swords, communication, they recognize that a Gemini didn't speak the truth, and they're using the sword of truth, the sword of truth against a Gemini, because they recognize that this Gemini have some sort of a documentation. This Gemini and their partner have some sort of a documentation to a house that is not theirs. The energy of the Five of Swords. I see people in authority is not happy with a Gemini and what a Gemini have done. And they are now recognizing, because you Sagittarian is now getting to the bottom of the situation, and people in authority is just now happy to find out what is going on. Some of you Gemini might get fired in the month of December or sometime in this quarter. The Ace of Thought is about you using the Sword of Truth in order to balance the situation and resolve a issue. Namaste. Until next time. If you'd like to see the extended of this reading, follow us to the other side. Namaste.